Now loading. More bullshit, and somehow we got to Chinatown.
Wait, we're in Chinatown?
We're in Chinatown
Fucking
now.
Chinatown. Oh my god, cat. Hey.
Eliel sensed something.
Eliel, is this the place?
So for some reason, a giant world-spanning megacorp is just hiding out in a pagoda in China or Japantown or whatever.
Oh, I recognize this game. This is the game that I was in a Skype call with while I was talking about water jugs.
Yes. And after I started recording it, I decided, like, yeah, you know, it's even more boring. When I played this as a kid, I think I got this is as far as I had gotten. Then when I sat down to record it and beat it as my new, more idiotic older self, I got further. So this is the weapon we unlocked last part. Now, here's a great thing. All the weapons you unlock, they only start with a one-hit combo, so it's really retarded trying to hit with new weapons. Like, you've got light attack, heavy attack.
Oh man, this sound design.
Yeah. It's just like the rustling of clothing everywhere. Everyone's wearing really fucking loud cloth.
They do look stylish, though. Everyone's wearing a suit, except the main character. Main character does not look stylish.
That's why he got fired.
They look like Turk wannabes from Final Fantasy VII.
It looks like the main character is wearing like a grey plastic wrap vest.
So, those are the girlfriends we stole from the last guy. How do they operate?
Okay, so every weapon has an elemental attack.
Elemental?
But it's only on the special attack. So, you know, the fucking sword is fire, the rod is lightning.
Is this minty?
No, it's not minty, it's water.
I'm sad it's not minty.
Yeah, but basically, the thing is, the moment you get a new weapon, like, with one or two cases, just swap to it and start using it, because the weapons just objectively get better. Aside from the rod, which stays pretty consistent, the fucking main sword is just worthless.
Are you saying our girlfriend stays worthless throughout the whole game?
Once we get Han's girlfriends, we don't need to go back to our girlfriend. Look, I'm just giving this guy a relaxing back scratch.
That's what it looks like.
And then he dies and gives me his soul. So these are the new enemy types. They got two machetes and they just dance around doing nothing of note until they die.
The guy looks like, what was it? The one red-headed guy from the terrible Final Fantasy movie.
It's not from just the movie, lol. He's from the actual game.
Yeah, I know, but he was a lot more memorable in the movie, and I never finished Final Fantasy VII for whatever reason.
Wait, when you say the terrible Final Fantasy movie, you've got a kind of pick of the litter.
Oh, yeah, you're right, there's like 3. Yeah, I meant add the children.
Anyway, that does look oddly a lot like Reno for some reason. He even does a similar move that he does in Advent Children. And you're right, there is one bald guy who does look like Reno. And I'm pretty sure that guy even looks like the head guy of Shinra. It's weirded out right now.
Basically, with every level you've got to find 2 lay seeds, which will let you solve a puzzle that will let you progress. And in this level, it's probably the most retarded. Oh, there we go. Now he's learned that he can use both of them. Fucking novel. I have 2 arms, realizes Josh Calloway.
Oh, now you can find the combo.
Now I can combo. The thing is, I could have comboed earlier if I just, like, swapped weapons, but it's kind of pointless, because fighting dumb in this game is fighting smart.
Yeah, I noticed the attack before you got this one was that they had a small invincibility frame.
Also, every weapon has a unique kind of move, and for this it's just a backflip.
Oh god, that was brutal.
Yeah, those guns have an awful lot of force.
This shot and you're fucking laying on the ground. I love that the main character takes a moment to reflect on his life decisions when he's shot down.
I think it's like the case that he's diving backwards so the bullet doesn't penetrate him. Okay, so you know I told you that this one uses water? Well, to progress, I've got to put out this fire. I can't just go and get a bucket of water, I've got to go and earn the water ability.
So you can't just stick it in there and put it out?
No. I've got to go into this temple and find the 2 ley seeds that were prophesized about Josh Calloway.
I like how the big guys kind of look like they're trying to slowly creep towards you when they first saw you.
It's like they're constantly going in for a bear hug. So, Lawley, you've seen everything this game has to offer now. What do you think?
It looks pretty shitty for a GameCube game.
It's a PS2 game.
Really? Wow,
It's one of
that's
the earliest
that's
ones.
really underwhelming.
I'm pretty sure it was a release title.
It was, near enough.
Yeah, I could have sworn this was a GameCube game because of how shit it looked and the lack of anti-aliasing.
That might be a case of me using my PS2 emulator with no graphical enhancements. Like, this is me running it at base settings.
I was about to Google Eve of Extinction to see if it was on any other consoles, and goddamn, instead I got Barry Maguire's Eve of Destruction, released in 1965, and I'm not okay.
Can we get back to talking about Eve of Evangelion, please?
Eve of Evangelion.
Evangelion of Extinction?
Yeah. EOE colon Eve of Extinction, which is... There's oddly a lot of things in this game that you find in future games. Like DMC, Devil May Cry. What else? We talked about more things in previous parts. What were they, Snake?
This game has a lot of things that future games had, like disappointment, shallow protagonists, a guy.
There's quick time events, and stuff like that.
I like him saying, just like me. I actually, on reflection, I have no idea why he's saying, just like me. Like, is he saying that he too is a clumsy fuck?
Snake, there's a writer somewhere in the fucking... Was this developed by Yuke, right?
Yeah, Ukes.
In the Yuke offices, there's a writer somewhere who wrote his magnum opus, and it got shittily put into this game.
The thing is, like, I am convinced, you know, like, before every level it has a one-page title scroll that tells you everything that happened in between. I'm betting there were cutscenes that, obviously this is a budget title, so, you know, I'm betting, like, maybe half the story is missing.
You think idols would pump more money into their fucking launch title for PlayStation 2, basically? But, I don't know.
I'm not sure what this game really brings to the table. It doesn't look that good. It definitely looks better than a PS1 or fucking N64 title.
I was trying to work in my head whether this game did anything right. I'm having trouble trying to figure out, like, what they did.
Has there ever been a good launch game?
Luigi's Mansion.
Last 3 generations, what's something that stands out as a good launch title? Launch.
I honestly can't think. Call of Duty 2 was a launch title, and I liked Call of Duty 2.
I was gonna say Super Mario 3D World for the Wii U, but that was just a rehash of the 3DS version.
Yeah.
I find that entirely unfair. It expanded on a lot of elements in the 3DS version I never played.
What were some PlayStation 3 fucking Xbox 360 launch titles?
Was Uncharted a launch title, or did
I'm
that
pretty
come
sure
out
it
few
wasn't a
months
launch
after?
title. I'm pretty sure it came out later. Like, at least a year into it.
The thing is, I can't remember, because the game that sold me on getting a PS2 is like I've talked about a fucking lot, or at least just offhandedly mentioned a lot, and that was The Bouncer.
That is a launch title.
That is a launch title, and I still like it. I'll stand by The Bouncer as a good game.
Yeah, the only good launch title I can ever think of is Luigi's Mansion for the GameCube.
It seems like since like this last generation and now this generation, we just didn't have good launch titles. Not notable ones.
Like, it was only a year or two ago, and I can't remember anything about the PS4 or Xbox One's launch titles.
There was that fucking Rise, that Son of Rome game.
Oh, that was that's yeah.
I love that line.
He can't do anything that cool in gameplay, but look at this. Look how brutal this QuickTime event is. And by the way, failing QuickTime events doesn't kill you, but this should kill you.
Oh God.
Yeah, but Josh
Jesus.
Calloway's just like, oh no, I've got to catch my breath.
That's mildly inconvenient. Let me now do fucking cheerleader moves on your goddamn heads.
It's like, where did he go?
My favorite part when the ghost girlfriend, whatever, that's your lightsaber set a Buddha, and the fucking guy jumps down.
Like, that's what she notices. I mean, I guess now, if any, is the time for her to be spiritual. She's a fucking soul in a sword. It's a twist that many of our lives won't take.
Yeah, the only character I can ever think of that ever happening to would be Fire Fee from Skyward Sword.
And I can only think of Solid Snake from fucking Revengeance. Which we've mentioned once before, but we never got it, and I'm still mad. I bet it's because David Hayter wasn't coming back in Metal Gear Solid 5, even though he is. We all know it.
Sure, Snake. Sure.
Hold to hope. Wait, why am I saying hold to hope to you? You don't like David Hayter.
It's not that I don't like David Hayter, I just don't think he was particularly good after MGS2.
I really hate this background music. It's like a 10-second loop.
Oh yeah, all the background music's like that. We had it in the tutorial, we had it in the tutorial, and then everywhere else. Sometimes it's just ambient noise.
I think we can go up from here.
Really, do you think that? Another problem is this game has really bad direction, before it gives up trying to not be linear. Oh, free hit combo! Yeah! Somehow it's worse.
It's like you're playing gun game, except significantly before its time.
We still haven't even gotten one lay seed yet. We still have not progressed whatsoever. We just killed a bunch of fucking employees who are just doing their jobs.
I'm really disappointed by that staff he has. I was hoping it was going to be like a double-sided Darth Maul lightsaber, but he was holding it by like the light blade.
You see, that's the thing as well. I don't know if these are meant to be like sharp or cutting, because they seem like they seem like toys that we're hitting them with.
The way I look at it, they look like light-up batons.
Also, the game wants you to do platforming sometimes. You gotta just quickly swap over. You have to have your bare hands to grab onto ledges, and it's really awkward to cycle through weapons.
Did the rod get bigger?
No, it hasn't. It's just your brain is shrinking right now with how dull this is.
My brain is constantly shrinking, but it still seemed like the rod got a little bit bigger.
Maybe it did. Maybe that was the big innovation, just the rod gets bigger as it goes along to prove that you can change models on the fly that no one noticed.
You got a 16-hit combo on that guy.
I don't know how the fucking combo system works on this game. It seems really fucking lenient, the amount of time I can spend not hitting people.
What was the first game you remember that did like so you could cut off limbs? 'Cause
Jedi Knight Academy.
Yeah, I have to say Academy as well.
You have to turn it on in console commands, but it's fucking hilarious when you fuck around with it.
I also have to... Oh, actually, I have to add a Soldier of Fortune where you could blow people's guts open with the shotgun, and my friend brought that around once when I was like 8, and we were blown away, and so was everyone else. I don't even remember if Soldier of Fortune was a good game, but you could shotgun people in the guts. And really, that's what you wanted as a kid.
I know there's a game called Afro Samurai that apparently you can cut off fingers of... Not just fingers, but it's enough... If there's enough detail in it that you can cut off fingers. But I've never played it. I just saw a developer fucking diary on it. It's like, whoa, look at that, fingers flying off. And they didn't even show fingers flying off. It was just some guy in front of a camera saying we were so amped up because you could cut off fingers, and I still don't know if you can cut off fingers in that game.
We've also got Dwarf Fortress where you could target individual ribs. Granted, that's ASCII, so...
I fucking love Dwarf Fortress. The last time I played it, well, I don't actually really get into it that much, but the last time I played it, I was a dwarf and I couldn't get out of the fucking starter base in adventure mode. So I was getting surrounded by many cats who kept knocking me down and licking me. So I got up and I punched one in the head and its head exploded.
Now you see, what you do there is you open the text commands, you set the cat's body heat insanely high, and just come back and watch all the cats explode.
And what else happened was I ended up punching one guy who insulted me inside the same base. I punched him and everyone started fighting each other. Everyone died except for one guy. And there was like 40 dwarves.
I've only played in Fortress mode, but the furthest I got into the game was getting invaded once. And there was my fucking army scored 1 kill during that raid, and it was one dwarf shooting another in the head for stealing, and then everyone in the fort died. Fucking killed by goblins.
Yeah, I can never properly play Fortress mode because I can never figure out how to actually properly give my dwarves drinks. So they all die of dehydration.
So, Lolly, now that we're reaching the end of this part, what do you think of Eve of Extinction?
I'm never going to touch this game.
Oh, that's great.
You can play it for free with an emulator.
No.
But
No,
you can play it for
not going
free
near it.
No.
with an emulator.
I'm gonna play fucking War Thunder Tanks. I'd rather play that than this.
Okay. Well, it's your life, you know, you just don't... I mean, if you don't want to experience everything it has to offer, including Eve of Extinction, that's on you.